Alright, number 1, combining the past 4 rhythm patterns. Here we go. 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 4. 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3, 4 and 1 and 4. 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3, 4 and done. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 4. 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3, 4 and 1 and 4. 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3, 4 and done. Alright, number 2. Beginning to really focus on upbeat stuff. So on the 2nd and 4th bar, good idea to at least quietly say the downbeat numbers so you don't get lost on what beat you're playing. 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and done. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 2. I missed the strings. Good lord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and done. And number 3. So I also like to count at least quietly, the downbeats on this one as well. Again, to make sure I don't get lost on what beat I'm playing. 6 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1 and 3 and 1 and 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and done. So the other thing we talked about today is getting your index finger to be close to how it is if you bar, but just take enough pressure off your index so you can hear just the one string and everything else is muted. So you're just barely touching everything else. So when you hold this chord, if you strum too far, you only hear the fretted notes. Same thing with this chord. Just keep that index finger barely touching the higher pitched strings, keeping it up underneath the low string, or have your thumb over the top. Either way is good. So anytime that you hear strings ringing out that you don't want, check your muting, double check what your left hand's doing every single time that it happens. So this way you constantly reinforce proper muting technique. Alright, if any questions come up, let me know, and I'll see you next week.